This is Core Jeep, and you guys are listening to Nissan Nation Podcast.
Xterra Performance has your Nissan covered for any off-road adventures. With aftermarket brands like ARB, CVT Tents, Warren, Heps Designs, Insane Fab, White Knuckle Sliders, and so many more. When you're ready to take your truck or SUV to the next level, search www.xterraperformance.com for the best deals around. Remember, that's xterraperformance.com. The Nissan Nation Podcast is a presentation of DRB and KGB Media.
Recorded live, coast to coast, it's the Nissan Nation Podcast. From camping, racing, and all points in between. The NNP is your Nissan Nation Podcast. Now start your engines and welcome in the hosts, David and Danny.
What is going on, Nissan Nation? Here from the land of milk and honey of all things Nissan. This is the Nissan Nation Podcast. Tonight I'm going to do this one a little bit solo. We're going to have Dan pop in from Nissfest in just a little bit. But I want to say, man, what a trip. I flew out to Los Angeles here from Nashville this past week on my birthday, actually. And, man, what a heck of a trip. I've never actually been to Los Angeles. And the people that helped send me there, man, I want to say a huge thank you. It was it blows me away, this community. But anyways, let's see. So we flew out to I flew out to Los Angeles LAX, and I got there about midnight, man. So what a great time, I guess, to fly into LAX from what Dan was telling me, is because, you know, traffic there is just horrible from my gathering. And I flew in, Dan picks me up, big airport, big city compared to what I'm used to here in Nashville, and long story short, we get to his house about an hour and a half later, and it's instant let's go to bed, because we have Nissfest the next day. And let's see, so my day started out about 5 a.m. go to work, worked all day, got to the airport about 6, I guess, for a flight that left, well, let's say I got there about 7, I'm sorry, and for my flight that left about 9 here Central Time, and get into LA around 12 their time. So yeah, so I get there, we go right to bed. Dan's like, hey, we got to get up early to go to Fontana, California the next day at the California Speedway, or AAA Speedway, whatever they call it now. And so about 3 hours of sleep, we get up, get going. We've got the Xterra, you'll see pictures of that on our website, up and running, and it's on the trailer. And we're, you got to make a quick stop to Starbucks there and get energized and a few monsters, and we're going. So pretty much, man, my whole day was just looking at just wicked sports cars and trucks, all kinds of things. They had GTRs, every GTR you'd want to look at, any Skylines. They had it. They had some killer 620 pickup trucks. Nissan Titans were there. Me and Dan were in his Frontier, his 2013 Frontier, which is all expeditioned out, and people were staring. I mean, that's, to a tuner guy, you give him a truck is one thing, but you give him a truck that's loaded down with expedition gear. Dan's got his rooftop tent on the top of that thing, and he's got just anything for, adventure, off-road adventure. He's got it on that truck, and it was pretty awesome to have that in our booth. Of course, then we had the Xterra, which is Dan's next project. It's his new race truck that he's working on. I'll say new. It's a 2006 off-road edition Xterra that he's converting into a I don't know what they call him, a desert racing truck. I know this past year he'd been in that 7100 class racing. I don't know if that's the goal for that. But Dan is in the process of, it's his toy. He wants to go out in the desert and race around, I guess. But anyway, so yeah, people seen that thing sitting in our booth, and they were just amazed. And of course, down a couple rows, we had the 1400 horsepower GTR that was in our booth, which was pretty nutty, man. Guys took it, built it right for SEMA, came from SEMA, drove it all the way back from Vegas to Southern California, then decided to bring it out into Nissfest. Very cool. So what is Nissfest? It really was kind of a strange thing for a Southern guy like me. It was a track day. They had out on the big track they had out on the bank track. They had a road course out there that I guess people would pay to do. You could race, and there was quite a few of them out there. Then they had a kind of an inside road course set up, little time trial thing that me and Dan took the Xterra on. And let me tell you, it's pretty trippy to, I've raced some cars in my time and had fun in my GTR, yeah, my Infiniti G35. But you take a big 4,000-pound Xterra that's not really set up for street racing, and you run it around this course, and it's metal to the pedal. Hang on, and that's what I did for the first couple of laps. Dan threw me to one side of the truck to the next, man, and just was setting some kind of base time, and the next couple of laps were all mine, and man, that thing was fun. I nowhere did anything to what Dan did in time wise, but just not used to that vehicle. For that kind of thing, I'm definitely a car guy for those kind of courses. And I ran a few laps, and then Dan started taking some people that showed up around a little bit, and the looks he got, it was pretty crazy, the looks he was getting in this thing, because these are Southern California is the heart of it's for America, it's the mecca of tuner cars. And when those tuner guys see, this big heavy Xterra sitting out there, it's like, what is this thing? What are you doing? And they were really tripping out how well this thing actually performed out there. And I think in the end, Dan hit about 35 seconds. And I've got some video I posted up on our Facebook page, Nissan Nation Podcast. And there was a couple Z guys that were hitting like 39 seconds, something like that. And, they're working on their times getting better. But it was pretty amazing that Dan ended up, he was beating some of those Zs, and it just shows what a race car driver and how committed he is to doing that. And hats off to you, Danny. I can't wait to see what you're going to do with that truck. So, Nissfest, once again, this was my introduction to Southern California. So everything out there is, it's very strange to me. It's just a different world. So we pull into this where the track is, and it's I guess it was an old factory setting that maybe 10 years ago or so that decided they wanted to get into NASCAR racing and built this just beautiful racetrack. We've got the Nashville Super Speedway here, which is a 1.33 mile track, and I guess this one is 1.5, I would say. The grandstand's just triple anything we have here, so just it's a palace of racing. That just blew me away. You're driving literally under the track. You go through this big tunnel, and then they've got on the inside of the racetrack where all the pit lanes and all that are, they've got cars everywhere, and just beautiful cars, beautiful women sitting in all these cars, and just the most unique thing you'll ever see. And I think some of the unique things that I was able to see was I seen a Infiniti, what do they call them? S50 or I forget what since they've changed the names, they screw me up now. But somebody had dumped a GTR engine in that, one of the new 3.6 liter GTR engines in that, and that thing was just wicked. Across from us, we had somebody that cut the top off of a 240SX and made it look kind of like an El Camino. But man, it was very Mad Max. They had these just two bumpers on the car, but when they started that thing up, it was all rocket ship, man. Just sounded wicked. They have I guess they're judged on a car show out there. They have, for those that like exhaust systems and stuff, they have like some kind of exhaust competition, which was really cool because, these people are just revving the hell out of these cars, man, red lighting these things. And any minute you're just thinking, man, they're going to just, somebody's going to shoot a rod out of their engine. But really they didn't. And they just lined up to do that. And that was crazy. Just killer music they're playing the whole time. They got this huge stage set up. Just overall, it was just an excellent event, and I'm just blown away of how Southern California does car shows. And it's very inspiring for things I do with like Windrock and just local events that we put on here. So once again, I want to say huge thank you to everyone that sent me out there. I know there was a secret little thing where they were taking up some donations to get me out there, and I really appreciate it. And I can't say enough. Can't say enough to Xterra Performance, Danny's company. They helped pave the way for me to get there. Nice Tech Off-Road Lifts, they got me out there, and Lifestyle Off-Road I think helped, and just numerous people. So thank you guys very much. So on that note, on that little Nice Tech note, we'll have some, me and Danny did some interviews out there. A couple things. We're going to have our video up on our new YouTube channel pretty soon. But let me get to me and Dan sitting down. It's kind of about the end of the day talking, and this is a few minutes before somebody interrupted us wanting to talk about Danny's truck, I believe. So let's check this out. What is going on, Nissan Nation? We are here in Fontana, California. Got Mr. Gruder's here. What's up, Danny?
What up, Dave? How you doing, buddy?
Dude, I am enjoying this 80-degree weather, man. The beautiful sights and sounds we have here at Nissfest 2015. As you can hear, some cars out there on the racetrack, man. If you're a Nissan nut, this is the place to be, man. What do you think, Dan?
You know what? The breeze is blowing. There's like there's a 280Z, there's a 240Z. There's some GTRs in front of us, old ones, new ones, all kinds of badass Nissan stuff. And we're just chilling right now. We were running around on the race course a little bit. We've interviewed some people and seen a bunch of amazing cars. And, things are winding down now, but this was an absolutely blast. I mean, I had a crazy blast running on the autocross with my Xterra.
Dan decides, hey man, we're taking the Frontera out, and they've got a street course. They've got a couple race courses here. They've got the big race course for the big guys, but they've got like a street course, and so we're out there the first lap. Dan's like smoking the tires a little bit. He's like, oh, we got to do another lap, man. So it's instantly like Dan starts drifting the Frontera here, and Dan, you're a ballsy guy.
Thanks, man. But you know what? I just wanted to beat a couple of those 350Zs out there, the 370Zs, and you know what? I accomplished my mission. I was beating some guys by 1 or 2 seconds here and there, but you know what? Really, what I needed to do is I needed to get some of the race out of my system, man. Just smashing pedal, spinning tires, weaving in and out of cones, man. There's nothing better.
Yeah, I don't think BF Goodrich had street racing in mind with the KM2 tires that we're running this weekend, and I have to say they performed well because I think your first lap time was like 45 seconds. You're just trying to learn the little course, but you kept bringing it down. The second lap I think was nearly 40. And what was your last time?
I got a 33.4, which was quite a bit faster than most. Pretty much the really nice Zs that were set up were getting 31s.
Yeah, I was amazed, man. There was a of course they have all kinds of cars on the tracks, your little Ford Fiestas and all that stuff. But I was amazed. I was hearing guys happy with 35s, and Dan ended up getting a 31, and that's an official time.
Yeah, you can take the car out of the race driver, but you can't take the truck off the race course. That's what I always say.
Yeah, man, it's amazing that, of course, we brought your Frontier out, and it's loaded, Titan swapped, got that sweet new aluminum hefty fab bumper on it. You've got your front runner RTT tent, and very unique. For a unique show, I think your truck is one of the most unique things here, man.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, it's literally the only nice Frontier over. I mean, there's a couple people that transported stuff in their Frontiers, but there's 2 Titans I saw, a bunch of old Datsun trucks. But we have the only SUV and the only truck here parked out here, so you know what, we're doing our own thing, man. Everybody, sometimes people like really old school Datsun, some people like trucks, and we can all still be Nissan dudes out here.
That's right, man. And I think that you could get a few more 4-wheel drives here, definitely. I think just getting the word out, this being a first year event, but what a turnout they've had for a first year event, man. I'm sure there's well over 500 cars here.
Yeah, for a first year event, they were pretty solid with organization. They had some cool stuff like an exhaust competition, and there's so many cars lined up out here. It's just eye candy for days. But Tony did a great job kind of getting everything going out here, and we're having a blast, dude. My Grundle is so saucy from being so happy today. I don't know what to do with myself
It's amazing. I'll just give a little play-by-play here. Let's see, to my right, we've got an R34 GTR. We've got an R35 GTR. We've got a 240 SX. That's a 240Z. We've got a wicked little Juke, and we'll post pictures up on the side about it. Then we've got a 350Z that is wicked. Let's see, directly in front of me, we've got a wide body 280Z
with a Skyline motor in it.
Yes, and right next to it's a 240, fairly stock looking 240.
Yeah, I think that's the track. One of the track cars that we were much quicker than me, but that was one of the track cars that was out there racing. Really nice little car.
And right next to it, we have is that a 240 or two?
That's a 260, 2+2, so a little bit more rare. You don't see too many of those out. Really nice one. It's put together really well. It's kind of factory OG restored.
Yeah, I mean it looks fairly showroom new, really. Other than a little rust on the muffler. And right next to that, we've got a nice 370Z. So and this is just 100 feet in front of us, man. I mean, it's hard to explain. This is all in the infield of the what do they call this raceway?
The AAA Speedway, I believe, Auto Club Speedway here in Fontana.
Yeah, if we have any NASCAR fans, it's where they do the big race out here in Southern California. Man, just everybody's represented out here. There's NissanRaceShop.com, SoCalZ. Who are some of the tire companies?
Falcon came out. Falcon Tires came out. There's a Willwood Brakes came out, and they're showing off their stuff. Stillin is here. I chatted with one of the tech guys from Stillin, who they do the superchargers, and they do all kinds of different aftermarket mods for motors and stuff out here. There's a lot of really good big sponsors coming out here.
But there's no other big name that showed up besides Xterra Performance, is what I think.
You know what? Between Xterra Performance, Nissfest, and Nissan Nation Podcast, I can't think of any other big name companies. I mean, those are basically the biggest names out there.
yeah. We'll stick with that one. That's a solid truth right there, man. So let's see what it's about 2:30, 3 o'clock, somewhere in there. Just a nice cool breeze coming through here. Yeah, it was nice to see, like, Stillin, man, had their couple cars sitting there and just all chromed out and just, doing what they do.
Yeah, you really have to come to one of these events and, pull up a chair and just, walk around and enjoy all the hard work that people put into making these cars go from just, average Joe car to something that's, basically we're just making works of art that we can go out and play with. So I think that's like the common thread, everybody out here, whether you're making it for racing, whether you're making it to look at, whether you're making it to just drive long distance, everybody's got a common thread here, and it's just, we love cars.
Yeah, and I have to say, man, everybody's been ultra friendly, and even with having a 4-wheel drive badass truck like you've got sitting here, man, people want to know about it. They want to know about that front bumper. They want to know about. I've had a lot of questions of what's in the tailgate or what's above the. Most people don't get what a rooftop tent is, so they probably thought it was some kind of weird spoiler coming from this event.
Yeah, I've had a lot of questions. A lot of questions about the hefty bumper. A lot of people just kind of. They're not used to seeing trucks, I suppose, at car meets, but it's cool to chat with. And there's some guys that follow us on Instagram that we were super happy to talk to, and so it's cool to have all those guys come by and say hi.
Well, I think one of the most unique things is our buddy Luke Pankow. He's got his company Lifestyle Off-Road. We just got here, maybe 20 minutes in. We just got set up. And all of a sudden, somebody comes in one of his shirts, man. And it was just trippy how people we've known, like, you come to these meets, and it's so diverse. And to see somebody in some of his gear. What do we got here?
GTR rev?
I don't know what that.
Or is that a 240?
That's a 240 that somebody made look like an El Camino, and they have looks like to be a 50-inch LED light bar on it. And they
yeah, man, you get a little bit of everything out here. That thing's very interesting, to say the least.
Well, that is true, man.
What is going on, everybody? Let me talk to you a little bit about Lifestyle Off-Road. What is Lifestyle Off-Road? What do they do?
Well, let me tell you, they make custom t-shirts, they make custom graphics, stickers, you name it. They also have their own line of clothing. I wear a lot of it, man. I personally like their designs and what they do and how they support, the off-road community and especially the Nissan community. So if you need something from custom stickers, I love you grandma, whatever you want to put on your car, maybe family reunion t-shirts, maybe t-shirts for your club or event, give them a shout over there at www.lifestyleoffroad.com or check them out on Facebook at Lifestyle Offroad. Be sure to tell them the NNP sent you. All right, so that was a little taste of me and Danny. It was pretty awesome. You could hear the cars in the background. You could hear them on the big track, man, just driving by you. Just the smell of burning tires and stuff was just freaking awesome. And let's go to our buddy Chema was out there with us, man. And he drove. I guess he's from around Oakland, California, so it was no feat for him to get down to Southern California. And I don't know if he does business down that way or what. But our buddy Chema, he was Dan got taken away by somebody who was wanting to talk shop with him a little bit, and Chema stopped by the chair, and let's hear what Chema had to say of the event.
All right, guys, we got the legendary Mr. Chema here, joined us at the event, man. How's your event going, Chema?
Oh, it's going great, man. Are you kidding me? It's going freaking awesome. We got to.
As Dan tries to hump you today.
Yeah, he's trying to hump me. I don't know what's going on. We went in the track with the Xterra.
Yeah, the Z killer now.
Yeah, Z killer or cone killer at points, But he did all right. He was coming in the 34s, so.
Yeah, that was fun having.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun seeing it go through well with some of these S turns,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's been your favorite part of the event so far?
Just the different types of cars, different styles. I like the old school cars more. I won't say trucks.
Yeah.
Well,
there are a couple old school trucks here.
Yeah, they are. There's some cool trucks here, but mostly some of these old 240s, 260s. Those are my favorites, and some of the old school Skylines.
Oh yeah, man. There's definitely. We were talking earlier that there's Skylines everywhere around here. It's pretty nutty.
Yeah, Skylines 300Cs, a bunch of Cs, and some Infinities, but it's different, It's different, and you go to the vendors and you don't know what you're looking at mostly, but it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Well, a lot of us are that from like the show are probably from the off-road world a little bit, so it's slightly different.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm hoping to see something I could buy or gauge my interest, but not really.
Right.
I'm not interested in shifters or clutch kits or drop-in springs. No
high-end rims for you, huh?
No 19s. Yeah. Wide body, no. Yeah. No, nothing like that.
We were saying earlier, man, it's been like crazy that and you can hear this you can hear these hot cars just like driving by, man, and it's crazy. Then they just park right next to you, and
Oh yeah, absolutely. You see some of these builds. I posted a couple pictures from some of the GTRs, and some of them seem like they've been in competition, like the black one from Colorado. I've never seen any build like that.
There was a car from Colorado?
Yeah, it was a black one, that center mounted exhaust, wing kit, wide body. Just it was done right,
Yeah, I know we talked to a guy that had a 510, man, and he drove it from San Diego, and this is a little killer, that little red one, man. Yeah, just a killer car.
Yeah, I think it's got a 2.0 SR20, I'm going to say, in it. So it looks interesting, but still, different, a little different, but it's fun, definitely fun.
Well, you know what I take away from events like these is, you got brands like Toyota and all that who dominate the off-road market, who we like a lot, but Nissan for the import world, they dominate this market.
Oh, absolutely. You see a lot of following here. You see all these different generations. You see people in their 50s and 60s and some kids, teenagers here with their cars, and everybody's got different styles. So it's more of a following, I think.
Well, it's cool, man. I've seen a lot of young kids, probably 14, 15, with their dads, and the kid, of course, a lot of the dads are walking around. They may not know these cars, but the kid is pointing out the car and he's telling his dad. These are young kids, and they're pointing out specific things about these cars.
Yeah, it's all about the tuner scene, with all the cult following, here in SoCal. And mostly after the Fast and Furious franchises, I think that's what they take away from that. So it's fun. This is fun.
Yeah, it's amazing that movie is really built, I think these shows will be huge anyways, but it's really built the following for these type of cars.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. I remember when I saw the first movie back in late 90s, and I was like, wait, you can do that with a Honda or a Nissan? Yeah, I never knew.
Yeah, I remember, of course, the second one's not as good as all the other ones, but, seeing Paul Walker's GTR, man, and that's when I first, I hate to say that, but that's when I really come to know what that car was, and I think a lot of people, that's when this type of tuner scene was really peaking, and, and after that, man, you watch those movies, you're watching them for the cars, even though they're not really car movies anymore, but you're still, there's going to be some badass Dodge, there's got to be some newer Dodge there, because Vin Diesel's got to have that American muscle.
Right.
But then the other guys, Paul Walker and all those guys were going to be in a Nissan or something killer like this.
Oh, yeah, and that, now speaking of that car, the Skyline, the R34, I'm going to say. Yeah, that's a unicorn. You won that car. I don't know how they get him here in the States, but that's an ultimate dream car,
Yeah, well, I've only ever seen one till today, and there's actually one that's floating in my town, and I don't know how they drive it legally because I'm not sure how I don't know. Some of them were Canadian cars, I know, and they could get them through that way. But yeah, man, I've seen probably a handful of R34s, R32s, and ones. It's just, man, I love hearing those cars go by. But it's just, it's a dream here, and I was telling Danny earlier, this place, for a young guy, man, it's hot cars and plenty of hot women everywhere, man.
Absolutely. This is, like I posted earlier, this is Bayfest. It should be named.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what's cool about it? I've watched these girls out here, and they know these cars, man. I've watched this one girl, and she goes car to car, and she's looking at body lines, and you can tell she knows what she's looking at.
Oh yeah, definitely. You can see some of them even drive some of the cars, like the one that parked next to Danny's truck. She was driving this 240 with an LS swap in it, and that was impressive when she popped open the hood.
Yeah, and definitely she knew that car too. It wasn't just like a pretty girl that was riding in a car. That was her car.
Absolutely, you can tell it wasn't her boyfriend's car.
Yeah, definitely. Probably the boyfriend's in a little Honda or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
But man, well, let's see what else we can get into today. Let's do a walk around.
And a walk around we did do. Once again, I mean, me and Chema walked around and photographed a bunch of cool cars, and so that was Nissfest, guys. I'd like to have a lot more interviews for you, and like I said, we did some video interviews that we're going to put on our new YouTube page. So look for that over the next couple of weeks. But let's get into a little bit of news here. Hey, Breslin, where is that beat? Oh yeah, man. I love that. So while I was out there in Southern California, the LA Auto Show was going on, and Nissan, they seem to be doing something at every major auto show right now, and they released the 2016 Sentra. While it might have caught a few people off guard that, Sentra I think is only maybe 2 years old, maybe 3, I can't remember, I'd have to look it up. But they're trying to get all their sedans in focus, design focus. And so they brought out the new 2016 Sentra, and very characteristic of the Maxima and Altima that they just released. The boomerang headlights and taillights and the kind of V-grill shaped and very sporty and aggressive look. They had Fred Diaz, their senior vice president, was out there talking about it, who I love when he talks, man. The dude is all business, and he just, he gets his point across, and I love hearing him speak about these cars. So let's hear what he has to say about this car.
So here are 4 things that I want to tell you about this beautiful new Sentra. First, with the exterior redesign, our 3 core sedans now share that bold new energetic flow design language and the V-motion front grille, boomerang headlights as well as tail lights, and an aggressive stance. And second, the interior has a new high-definition gauges that look great to the eye, a 5-inch drive assist display, and much more once you get on the inside. And third, like the Altima, Sentra adds a suite of available active safety driver assist technology, which puts Sentra ahead of the competition. It also has active safety features such as radar blind spot warning, forward emergency braking, intelligent cruise control, rear cross traffic alert, Siri eyes free, along with available telematics. And finally, there's a significantly refined ride and handling feel, with the new suspension bringing it more in line with the driving experience you get when driving an Altima. And the 2016 Sentra goes on sale in late December with a starting price of $16,780.
Now, they also started talking about what they call their, I think it was called the Juke Color Studio that they had talked about last year and brought out. And I guess it's been very successful for the company. It's for about $900 you can customize your car. Kind of what Toyota was trying to do with Scion a little bit, I think, you know, giving more youthful approach to the cars. Well, they're doing that as an option now. So what they're trying to do now is I think they're going to bring Versa in line with this, and it's going to be called the Versa Note Color Studio. And let's hear them talk about it.
Now, last year on this stage, we rolled out a new vehicle personalization program called the Juke Color Studio. And it's been an overwhelming success with our dealers and especially our customers. So we're now expanding the Juke Color Studio program, and now we're including the 2016 Versa Note. And the Versa Note Color Studio includes 13 accessories that's available in 6 different colors. And like the Juke, you can mix and match and create a truly original color design at an affordable price that meets your personalization. But that's not all. We're taking Juke Color Studio concept even further with 2 limited production Juke Stinger editions. The Black Stinger edition starts as a super black Juke with yellow accents, and the Solar Yellow Stinger Juke has black accents. And both feature exclusive yellow interior, and console. Now, the Juke Stinger editions will be priced at just $990 over the standard MSRP price, so a great value.
It probably is a great value for your people that, you know, don't know much about adding modifications to their cars, because they do black out like the rims and stuff and a lot of color options, and just, you know, make the car more youthful. And I hands off to them. I mean, you don't see GM or Ford or anybody really trying to do this stuff, and for roughly under $1,000, that's a pretty affordable way to do it. Now, you're probably going to have to order the car to do it this way, but you know, that's not too bad. You only have to wait a few weeks that way instead of maybe taking it to your local shop and them kind of screwing you over probably on price wise for, you know, real expensive things that you may not need to know about or want. So that is our show tonight, guys. I know this is a shorter than normal show, and of course Danny's not around to help me knock this one out. He's probably in his garage right now scraping out stuff on that truck to make it lighter and faster. But for everybody here at the Nissan Nation, for JR, Kelly, Danny, and hell, even my little daughter Sydney, who likes to jump in from time to time, I want to say thank you for listening, and till next time, this is the Nissan Nation, and we are out.